Today, we're diving into a super simple but honestly life-changing idea from Mel Robbins called the let them theory. If you've ever felt completely drained trying to manage everything and everyone around you, this might just be the secret to finding some real peace. Okay, let's be real for a second. Have you ever just completely worn yourself out trying to control what other people think or what they do or how they feel? You know, that constant nagging pressure to get everything perfect so nobody can possibly judge you? Yeah, if you're nodding along right now, you're probably stuck in what's called the control trap. It's this deep down fear that if we just let go for a second, everything will fall apart. And it creates this soul-crushing feeling that no matter how hard you try, it's never going to be enough. And it is just completely exhausting. All right, so let's dig into this unwinnable battle. Because once you really get why trying to control things you can't actually control is a guaranteed recipe for frustration, the solution becomes so much clearer. And believe me, this trap, it shows up everywhere. It's that urge to check your partner's phone because you're scared of being abandoned. Or maybe it's you micromanaging every single detail of a trip because you're anxious something will go wrong. It's bending over backwards to please your family because their disapproval just feels awful. We trick ourselves into thinking that if we can just manage every little thing, then we'll finally feel safe. But here's the tough part. All that effort, it doesn't actually bring you peace. It just piles on more stress, more disappointment, and eventually a whole lot of resentment. It's a draining cycle, and the only way to actually win is to, stop playing the game altogether. So how in the world do you get off this hamster wheel of stress? Well, it all starts with just two simple words. And trust me, they can bring some instant relief from all that pressure. So what is the let them theory really? At its core, it's all about consciously letting go. It's about making a choice to give other people the space to be who they are, to make their own decisions, without you feeling like you have to jump in and manage or fix or influence them. And the funny thing is, this whole idea was born out of total chaos. It was her son's prom night, it's pouring rain, there are 20 kids in tuxes and dresses, and they all decide they want to go to this tiny little taco stand for dinner. As Mel is frantically trying to figure out a better plan, her daughter just looks at her and says, "Mom, let them." And just like that, all the stress just poof, it was gone. Okay, and this part is really, really important. Let them is not about being passive or just letting people walk all over you. It's not about giving up. It's an empowered decision to accept that, hey, you never really had control over that other person anyway, and you're freeing yourself from the stress of trying. But, and this is a big but, there's a huge trap here that a lot of people fall into. If you only focus on let them, you can kind of start to isolate yourself. You withdraw, you look down on everyone else's choices, and you end up feeling totally stranded and a little self-righteous. That's not the goal here. It's only half the story. And that's what brings us to the second and honestly, the most important part of this whole thing. This is the missing piece. This is the real power move that takes you from just detaching from a situation to truly taking charge of your own life. Think of it like this. It's all about finding a balance, like a seesaw, right? Let them is what lets you rise above the drama. You're releasing control of the other side. But let me is what brings you back to center. That's where you take back control of yourself and you take responsibility for your own actions and your own needs. So here it is, your simple two-part framework for finding some peace. Step 1, let them. That creates the space. It helps you detach from that need to control. And then step 2, the powerful follow-up, let me. This is where you pivot all that focus back to the only thing you ever really have control over, which is you. All right, so the theory sounds good, right? But how does this actually work in the real world when you're, in the middle of it? Let's walk through some examples. This is your new mental toolkit. So your friends go on a trip without inviting you? Okay, let them go. Let me be the one who reaches out and plans something fun. Your boss doesn't seem to get your new idea? Let them have their opinion. Let me focus on doing amazing work that speaks for itself. Someone ghosts you after a date? Let them show you who they are. Let me go find someone who actually respects my time. You see that shift? It's huge. So why is this mindset shift just so critical, especially in our closest relationships? Well, trying to change another person is most of the time a losing battle. And this number right here, it says it all. So this comes from the Gottman Institute. They're basically the experts on relationships. And their research found that a whopping 69% of a couple's problems are, well, they're perpetual. They are unsolvable. That means all that effort you spend trying to fix your partner or solve these fundamental disagreements is, most of the time, just a recipe for exhaustion. So when you finally stop trying to solve the unsolvable, guess what happens? You get all this energy back, an incredible amount of it. And that brings us to the best part, taking all that wasted effort and finally putting it back where it belongs, into your own life. You know, this quote really nails it. Other people, their choices, their moods, it's all like the weather. It's unpredictable and it's totally out of your control. You can't stop it from raining, but you can always choose to grab an umbrella. Your real power isn't in changing the situation, it's in how you decide to navigate it. When it all comes down to it, it's this simple. Every single bit of energy you stop spending on things you can't control is energy you get back for yourself, and that's the fuel you need for your goals, your peace, and your happiness. So look, this isn't just some neat theory, it's really an invitation. It's a challenge to stop pouring your precious energy into battles you can't win and start investing it back into yourself. So the real question for you is, all that energy you're going to get back, what are you going to do with it?